Marv, who's up
Can
first.
can these characters be any other color?
Oh, right, because of the white background.
Right. I thought I
Yeah.
thought the picture was just a little bit messed up, but then I looked at my stream and it looks like there's a guy there.
Better yet, can the background be dark mode?
Yeah, that'd honestly be nice. Yeah,
That's
no, that
perfect.
works though.
Um,
I can actually see them now.
one, am I grabbed again? And two, am I prone?
You are not grabbed currently, but you are prone.
Alright. Can move half your movement crawling, right?
Yes.
Alright. I'd like to combat roll out of the circle if possible and then stand up.
You can attempt to do so. It will get a reaction.
Alright. Nice. Not maybe nice? Yeah, nice. Okay.
It misses, slapping a pseudopod on the ground.
Alright.
It vibrates in anger.
I suppose I will stand here threateningly.
Fair enough. Then that would be Vincent's turn.
How many days has it been since the Wraith attack?
It has been 2.
Okay, so shouldn't I still be drained too?
Yes, I apologize.
Just noticed my max HP was a lot higher than my current HP, and I was like, well.
Here you go.
And then should my current HP be at what my max currently is, or
I'd figure so, just because I probably would have healed you if you weren't at max.
I just didn't know if the healing from resting and the max HP regain from losing drained, I would assume they happen simultaneously, but
Yeah. I'm processing it at the same time for player convenience.
okay.
Worth
I'm
noting that anything inside that circle is difficult terrain.
Yeah, just get out of the circle. I don't want to go back in the circle, honestly.
Uh,
Um, it, is this an enemy up here?
Yep,
Is this
that is the
That's
set.
the sticky ooze thing,
the
yeah.
sticky? Okay. Right. Go this way. Region, doing barbarian things. Uh, button.
You rage.
Gonna give this guy the old razzle dazzle.
this one does.
Hit.
The old razzle dazzle. What are all these buttons? Ooh, can I apply damage? I guess I probably shouldn't hit the apply damage button.
All right. Shield block is a new thing that they put in, by the way, in case you're wondering what that is. So that should be more fully functional. In the coming version, we should be able to discard the macro entirely. It takes full damage. At least I'm pretty sure. Yes, it takes full damage.
That's not the selected token, but okay.
Okay.
Unfortunate.
All right. Complacent no more to hang about in the tree. The sap will plop onto the ground.
For the tree mimic.
It is right behind you, Kios, but that is all it can do. The nucleus of this thing will slosh around and then whack at Vincent.
No consent.
Uh-oh. Oh
34!
no.
Oh.
Unfortunate.
It smacks you in the back and then immediately rips you off your feet.
Mm.
You are
Collegial unknown creature doesn't happen to be undead, is it?
these are definitely not undead,
Okay, I'm
unfortunately.
lucky.
Although you can find them sometimes in undead.
Mm,
And that'll be a d6 persistent bleed each round.
That's not what I like to see.
Uh,
Unfortunate.
That's fair. I understand that.
Yeah.
See. And this goes to Reynald. Wait, no, this goes to Vincent. Okay, cool. That has been set up. It whacks you in a manner that you were not anticipating. It is much harder than you expected it to hit with. And it is not done with you yet.
Like something.
Please provide for me a reflex save. You manage to dart out of the way as it goes rushing past, attempting to engulf you. And that is its turn. Renault.
Okay, I'm gonna move right there. Then I'll battle medicine Vincent.
Fair enough.
Appreciate it.
So that's really ought to have this number written down somewhere. Hold on. Max of 2d8 plus 10. So 26 hit points.
Oh, by the way, Vincent, do you wish to either be pushed out of the monster's path or in front of the monster at the end of its movement?
I'm definitely targeting my own token, since I'm not unlucky. Probably just out of its path.
Okay, cool.
Right.
Actually be
Hmm.
moved there, so I would
Yep.
be able to heal Vincent still. Okay, so that's 2 actions. So third, I'll just raise my shield, I guess.
That's a fair reaction. Renault. I'm sorry. Kios.
You're muted, Kios. There you go.
Yep. What are we gonna do this bad boy? Is this alive?
Is what alive?
Yeah.
Yes. It is an ooze. All of these are.
What is an ooze? Like, what are some
They are
characteristics
a
of an
living
ooze?
creature that is generally uncomplicated.
the closest thing I could think of to describe it would be like
I'm
just a slime. Just
mimic.
a typical RPG slime.
Attempting to murder a living Jello.
Yeah.
Slimes, molds, that sort of thing. Those fall into the family.
You probably can't crisis the faith it.
Yeah, no, that's what I was. The pile of goo probably doesn't have an opinion about any of the gods.
Jello is not known for its spiritualism.
In fact, it is immune to all mental damage.
I don't think I don't think it's smart enough to understand the concept of religion.
Alright, that's me done.
It is. You leave a dark mark on its surface, but it seems otherwise unfazed. Okay. Double speed. This one will rush forward. 10, 15, 20. All right, everyone who was just passed over by it, please give me a reflex save.
It missed me, right?
Yep. It stopped and break. You don't have to worry about
Right.
it. All right. Pass. All right, all of you guys get out of the way. Who would like to dodge? You can either dodge one square out of the path that it was moving, or you can be at the end of its movement.
I'll dodge out of it
Yeah.
Dodged out of it.
down there.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. It will spend its last action trying to nom on Marv.
Hmm.
Whack.
Damn. Alright.
Unfortunate.
Hmm.
Also got hit by a 34.
Huh.
That will be 28 with a d6 persistent bleed.
Alright.
Do you want to apply that, or should I?
Wait, do I have a way to apply persistent damage to myself? I thought.
Oh, no, not persistent.
Oh, no, I get it.
Cool. I'll just add an alert for you.
Does the d6 apply right now, or is that at the end of or beginning?
It's in the damage.
Oh, okay.
Okay, repeating. Says to Marv. All right, cool. That is its round. Back around the top. Marv.
Alright. I suppose this is probably gonna get me killed, but I'm gonna try to kick it.
Oh, sorry. There's another reflex save attached to that attack.
Wait, to my attack or to it attacking me?
To it attacking you.
Oh, okay.
All right, you are grabbed until the next turn.
Alright. I suppose I will. Well, I don't know. I'm still gonna try to punch it.
Fair enough. Oh, you didn't target it.
Yeah, my bad.
It's not big. Let's see. AC is. Oh, yeah. That is a critical, a hit, and a hit.
Wow, alright. Alright. And that at the DC 22.
All right, let me apply those damage rolls.
And hopefully I didn't just get stuck in the ooze and get gripped even further.
It appears to have no reaction towards that at the very least.
Alright.
All right, it will try to save. That is a 26.
Alright.
What is your DC?
It's 22.
Okay, it is not stunned.
Alright.
Yep. Okay. Cool. And they are not immune to incapacitations. Okay. Cool. Alrighty. Then that will be your turn, and Vincent.
Let's make this one. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
You burst it. It explodes into a foul blood rain.
Mosey on over this way. Smack this one. Oh boy. It really be that way though.
About to say, I don't think oozes are really known for their defenses.
Well, that one took 48 damage and is barely injured, so I'm not sure.
You're pretty sure you hit it pretty strongly, and yet, boing.
Hmm.
This one's much tougher than the other one. A
And
weird bruise starts forming on its rubbery surface.
I got hit by this guy last round. How much persistent bleed damage do I take?
It's a
D6?
D6. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the way this works, right? I roll the D6, I take the damage, and then I make a flat check to remove the condition. Is that right?
I believe that is correct. Yes.
Okay, and I do not make the
DC
check.
15.
Did I get temp HP when I raged? Hold on, how much damage have I taken? I don't think I did. How much damage have I taken so far? Just the one attack, right?
Just the one attack.
The macro usually adds temp HP, but it hit me for 40 damage and then I got healed for 26. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay, hold on. Doing the math.
No problem.
That should be
Yeah.
14.
So I take 14 damage. 40, 46 minus. Wait, no. 40.
Mm,
Yeah.
Oh wait, you said it was 40?
Yeah, 40 minus 26 is 14, and then.
Yep.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, the. Mac. Oh, that macro did add temp HP this time. Okay, so I should be at. That HP. Okay.
Okay. Yep. All right. It doesn't like you, Vincent.
Okay, so since I credit it is. What is it? Flat footed? Is that what it is for the critical specialization for long swords? Great swords?
Yes.
It's flat footed and it takes a d12 persistent bleed damage from the wounding
He's immune to
rune.
bleeding damage. Which I suppose is not particularly surprising,
Unfortunate.
given the crowd it hangs around.
Well, if it's immune to bleed damage, it does. Then it doesn't take the bleed damage from the rune on my attack either. Then, well, hold on. My attack. I guess the wound still does bleed damage, but my attack does
Yeah,
positive
that's
damage, negative damage, whatever. I don't know.
at least for now. That's how I'll roll it.
Okay.
It's gonna do 3 strikes on you.
Unfortunate. It's really gonna be feast or famine.
Uh,
So 50 bludgeoning.
wow.
And I need 2 reflex saves. That is fail pass. Okay. You're grabbed.
Not get healed for 10. That's not what I
2
wanted.
still misses by 4. So that doesn't affect anything. All right. It spends its turn wailing on you, and it hurts a lot.
Which one of these buttons is the damage one?
I got you.
The one that looks like I thought that was a settings wheel. Okay.
Alrighty. That is its turn. Okay. 10, 20. All right. Everyone who is within 15 feet of the ooze that just sauntered up, which I believe is everyone, please give me a fortitude save.
Mm,
Yikes, dude.
Kios. 14 slashing damage as your skin bursts open. Okay, that is its round. And moving on. Reynold.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
Marvis is no longer grabbed.
a bunch of people have been injured, so I'm gonna 3-action heal.
Fair enough.
So everybody gains that many hit points.
Kind of wish I could read the description for my effects in my character sheet. If the Foundry boys ever ask for any more suggestions, that would be a nice
I
feature.
think you used to when they first added that, but I haven't been
Yeah.
able to recently.
Because you can put it in chat, but I can't just like click on it and be like, oh yeah, that's what that does.
If you mouse over it when you get it, it
Yeah.
gives you a little description of it, but for the most part, it doesn't do like the stat or the like actual effects.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's something that they're still working on. The new active effects system kind of threw out a lot of the work that they were working on because it's basically what they were trying to do anyway, but in a way that's very different, and so they had to go back to the drawing board basically, and they're still re-implementing. Kios.
Oh. Alright, sustain my spiritual weapon. So that should get an attack on... Fuck. Same guy, I guess. Actually, I'd like to do that second. First, I'd like to Searing Light.
Fair enough. Oof. That's gonna hurt. Oof. It hurts.
So then that's doubled for the crit as well, so 40 fire.
It doesn't like it. It smokes and bubbles.
Yeah, I suppose I'll just do my sustained spiritual weapon on him. And then my compy will be attacking and doing a d6.
How much was the 3-action heal for, by the way?
14.
Okay.
It was exactly how much I got hurt for. That's why I remember.
Nice.
Oh, I'm also should have
healed.
played this earlier, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do that now.
Nice. Until the end of this combat, all damage is doubled.
Oh, all damage.
All
Oh,
damage that is dealt is what? Doubled?
Yep, all damage is doubled.
Oof.
oh.
Sorry, kids.
Amen, huh?
You should have played that like 40 seconds ago before you used your spell.
Yeah. I kind of forgot about it until the very end, so here we are. You're welcome for using it at the worst time.
Back around the top, Marv.
Alright. So, Tiger stance and attempt to punch him a few times.
In other words, all hits will be considered critical hits if they hit.
Oh.
Just
All right.
without effects.
Alright. I thought okay, whatever. Anyway.
How dare you?
Yeah, I keep forgetting. Like right before I do it, I'm thinking like, don't forget this time. I forget every time, and then I just do it anyway. Anyway,
That is a hit, critical hit, and a hit.
nice. Do they all count as critical? You said.
In terms of damage.
Okay, so I'll just.
Do you double the critical as well?
Nope.
Like, does it 4 times?
Nope.
Okay, so I'm just gonna do that, and that's right?
Yes.
Alright. If it can bleed, which I think you said it can't, then the second one is I think 1d4 persistent bleed.
Yeah, it doesn't care, unfortunately.
All right.
It sure doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Your fists thunder out large cracks of thunder each with each impact as the whole surface vibrates and jellifies under your fists. But it's still standing. Vincent.
Alright, well, okay, so hold on, I'm grappled right now. What am I? Hold on. Yeah. I don't think I can actually be flat-footed because of, well, I have this. Does this say flat-footed? I guess if I'm immobilized and I'm still flat-footed. Yeah. Okay, so I can still attack while this, right?
And that applies to all creatures that are here. So all the creatures here are at least your level or lower.
Does that, but does that only, okay, does the deny advantage thing only happen to things that are hiding or flanking, or is it just can't be flat-footed, period? Like, I'm assuming I mean the grabbed
Oh,
condition is
yeah.
what's
It's,
giving me
it's,
the.
it's hidden, undetected, or flanking. Yeah. So if they're hidden, then they might get that bonus. If they're undetected, they might get that bonus. If they're flanking, they might get that bonus. But there are other things that might give you the flat-footed condition.
Yeah. Okay. So this doesn't the grabbed and the immobilized doesn't stop me from like hitting either one, right? I just can't move.
Right. You
All right.
basically can't take the move action.
All right. I'm gonna attack this guy. Give him the old razzle dazzle.
It is splatted.
Switch back. Let's see here. Is there anything I can do other than just attack? I don't think so. Yeah, does it give him the old razzle dazzle too? Do you want me to roll crit for the hit?
Roll crit damage. Yeah.
And that's me.
It's still up
Understandable.
and unhappy.
Me too.
With a quivering roar, it lays into you with everything that's got left.
I'm willing to accept your surrender now. Surrender now, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm willing to accept your surrender, Mr. Complacent Living Sap.
Are you still up after 42 bludgeon?
Yep. I think I can. Does that work? Yep.
And then
By
another 40.
zero. Is hit by zero actually hit by zero?
It would actually hit by
Yeah,
zero.
meets a beats. Yeah. And well, I'm not standing after the 48.
All right. You are out and gain the dying condition.
Once he falls down, I'm gonna use that to move over there.
I forgot to take my persistent bleed damage at the end of my last turn, but it would not have changed the fact that I survived the first attack, so.
Yep, that's fine then. Yeah. Just proceed as normal. There's no one left to quell its rage against except Vince. I'm sorry, except Kios, and so Kios it is. You brace yourself for impact, Kios. But it's surprisingly weak. It's not able to bring down on you the full force of its horrific damage.
Is that damage still doubled, or is that already doubled?
It rolled a 3 and a 1.
Oh, so
Wow.
the math is already done for me. I don't have to double
Yeah.
it again. All right, that's
Yeah,
good because that would have
got the times two.
put me at a bad place.
Yep, that's where Vincent is right now. He's in a bad place.
It could have gone better. Honestly, though, doing my job like a champ, so I'm not worried about it.
Yep, yep. Uh, okay, that's all it can do. Right now.
Okay. I'll Divine Lance it.
Fair enough. Ooh.
I don't actually have a crit button for this one, so it's 4 times that, I guess.
I can manually. It explodes in a burst of smoke and steam.
Okay. And then I'll touch Vincent with the healer's gloves, so he gains
Card effect goes away.
Vincent, you regain that much hit points. That many hit points.
I go. Nice.
The party gains 80 experience points.
Hmm.
So I'm no longer unconscious, right? Since I got healed. Is that
Right.
how that works?
Yeah.
Longer gripped. Dying.
And then how many hit points are you down, Vincent?
I would say I'm in the badly injured red zone at the moment.
Okay. And I'm gonna use at least 1 2-action heal on you. So you gain 19 plus 24.
So yes, this is the accurate accounting of why those are dangerous.
Has that put you in the less injured state?
That's put me into a puke yellow colored
Okay.
somewhat
Then
injured.
I'll 3-action heal and touch up everybody here at the last of it.
Hmm.
So now everybody gains 15.
I like
Oh.
that button. I like these buttons.
Oh, put me exactly to full. Nice.
Okay.
Well, I'm sorry. What was the total group healing?
15.
Just 15. All right.
Yeah.
Didn't know if you had another one on top of that.
Nope. Everything else was just on Vincent.
Reasonable, I suppose.
Um, after taking a few moments to collect yourselves after the encounter, you're left in a grassy, muddy plains next to a dead tree with the amoebus corpus of sap and ooze about you. The smell of rotting strawberries and tree sap filling the air. Back on the road, or, well, the figurative road.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
suppose so. Unless I can grab anything from these creatures. I don't suppose any of the slime would be medicinal.
Don't smoke the slime.
Hmm.
You can give me a survival. See if you can pull something out of the living sap.
I'll give 1. And we can leave these losers behind.
If I
Did that roll?
No.
Is that rolling?
I-
Or
Yeah, that's rolling.
Yeah.
oh, I can't see anything, so I might just have to refresh.
Yeah, you got a 1 and a 3.
I'd appreciate the 3, but also I don't think that's gonna help.
No.
No, yeah, the 1 came first.
Worth noting that the living sap is an uncommon creature. It is not common to encounter. I will give you some stats, though, from your survival check as a follow-up. Its AC is 13.
Mm-hmm.
It generally has around 175 hit points.
Damn.
It is generally immune to critical hits.
So that kind of
So
sucks.
that was
That's
the effect of your
unfortunate.
card coming into play.
Hmm.
Oh, that's pretty typical for oozes. They're immune to crits and typically sneak attack.
Yep. They are weak to cold.
Oh, so I should have done the what, the frost one? Not the frost. Chilling darkness.
Any cold damage that you would deal to it would have it take an additional 10 damage.
Ugh. Chilling darkness does cold. That sucks. Oh well.
Yep, worth
No.
noting. Worth noting.
Yep.
Unfortunately, you try and harvest it, but it's already starting to like boil away outside of its container vessel. So you're not really able to get much other than some hardened sap.
What you doing over there, Vincent?
P.
It's it's not it's not connected. The thing is not connected properly. I'm trying to screenshot it happening. It
Oh,
moves independently.
Oh God.
It moves independently from the character sheet, and I don't know if I like it.
Please.
Yeah, that's because it's part of that like side ribbon, not the
Honestly,
actual skill sheet.
I don't know how I feel about the ribbon.
Yeah, it's been controversial. There's been back and forth.
If
talk
I want to
about
minimize it, I want to minimize it. I don't want my ribbon still there. I'm fine with scrolling more. Oh no.
What have you done?
It's my character sheet. If I ever like zoom it in too far, whenever I try and zoom it back out, I just start dragging my spells into the universe.
So the moment I teleported you guys out, you left the spell behind.
What spell was it? Do you know? Oh, it was the dancing lights, wasn't it?
It looks like dancing lights. Yep, dancing
Yeah.
lights.
Alright, I'll work on getting that back into my thing.
No problem.
Okay. So apparently the flat-footed condition is applying the prone condition to me, and the prone condition is applying the flat-footed condition to me, so I can't remove either of them.
Don't worry, I'll take care of
Bro,
that.
that
once we
sucks.
um, all right, so picking yourselves up and heading back out, keeping an eye on your feet, you continue to follow the river northward and arrive there at about 3 o'clock. In fact, once you get there, there is a large stone slab with the relief of Sashula screaming, and out of her mouth is coming water.
That's fun.
And that's blasting into the river below.
Festive.
It has a couple of markings next to it. Does anyone speak or read Sarin?
Ooh, I used to. Let's see if I kept it.
If not, I do have comprehend
Nope.
languages.
Firin. I also
So,
have comprehend languages.
Do you have it prepared?
Yes.
Then you use it, because I got mine prepared at 3rd level, so I can speak it.
Alright.
So we can use that if we find the cultist we can't talk to.
Comprehend language. There you go.
With a casting of a spell, you're able to decipher the meaning of this thing. It's pretty simple. It's declaring itself to be the property of the Kinlaw military and is authorized to be here by order of the former king. It doesn't say former king, but the former king.
Awesome. Glad I spent a spell on that.
Oh, yeah, because we did know there was a Keenlaw fort out here, wasn't there? Which is probably that fort over there, but...
Now at the head of this thing, since it ends here, you can just walk over it and put the river behind you.
Yeah,
Unless
sure.
you go back down the southward length and join the road.
Yeah, we can go around it, and then that way we get across it, and then are also backtracking along down the other end.
Excuse me while I accidentally move grass around.
I mean, the mud was already moving there at the beginning of that last fight, so why not the grass?
That's true. That's true. What is your base? What is your survival bonus?
12.
Okay, cool. If you're following this river, then there's no check required. Okay, and you're back onto the road after a few hours detour. The sun is beginning to nestle on the distant horizon, and you can see much more clearly now. There is, in fact, a large fort that's kind of built on a stony flat that almost pivots out of the ground. It's stone the same make of the stone that surrounds it, and its walls covered in moss. Quite well camouflaged for a large object standing out in the middle of nowhere. So, there is a fork in the road coming up, and I'll go ahead and draw out that there is a large. Hang on, let me change the color. There is a large embankment, which is rising up from the ground to give this fort its commanding view of the surroundings, and it comes out about like this.
Okay, so we can't really walk from like that way into the fort.
Right. Does anyone know how to read terrain maps?
Uh,
I think so.
yeah, are you talking about a topographical map, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
I
How's your
would think it
elevation?
would just be common knowledge to understand how topographical
Yeah, wait,
maps
do you mean
work,
in
but,
real life or in
yeah.
game?
In real life.
Oh,
Yeah,
in real
yeah, I
life,
do.
Yes,
but-
yes, of course. How
It's,
would you not know how to read it? Like, I don't understand. Like, it's so much common sense.
uh, I don't know, like, I don't know, like, how, like, detailed how to read it. Like, I don't know that if there's some kind of scale between the distance of the lines or something, but
There is. It's
Yeah.
too small
Yeah.
for you to actually write it, but yeah.
yeah,
Probably the closer packed the lines are, the harsher the elevation change.
yeah, I just, yeah.
So it kind of slopes upwards until it reaches a point where it just basically goes sheer cliff.
I've played
Yeah.
enough Arma.
Yeah.
So, how do you wish to proceed?
Very carefully. No.
I guess
Alright.
to get to the fort, if you wanted to ask them, would be a good, like 20 miles or something, like 30.
Unless you want to climb the wall. Yep. There
I'm
is a
not-
direct route.
I'm not climbing
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, if that is a fort and they're presumably defending the fort, assuming it's just climbing over the wall is going to lead to us
Yeah.
getting shot, so yeah.
so I mean, do we trust that they'd have some idea where the cultists are or went?
They do have a good view of the surrounding area.
They have a good view, and
Ah,
didn't the lady at the inn say that he had tried getting mining supplies from this fort originally?
They had.
So then they might have some idea of where the cultists' base is. So I guess it's probably worth going over there and asking. Worst thing that happens is, we get jailed and tried for something.
So, do you just want to follow the road all the way into the fort, or?
Ooh.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay. Survival check DCs are disabled for the time being, as you're just following a road.
Interesting.
Of course, will be slightly more evident that you're traveling, but we'll get to that as it appears to. It's about 8 o'clock when you guys get to this crossroads. Do you want to move through the night or make camp here?
Mm,
Or
Well, we'll
move
make
on to
camp
it?
here, I guess.
mm.
I mean,
Okay.
there's a fort there, so if we just scream loud enough, maybe they'll come help.
Yeah, except the sheer cliff.
It's fine.
they'd just be kind of up there like, well, those guys are fucked.
Yeah,
Get to
Oh,
you
they're
in
magic
2
lizards.
days to clean up your bodies.
They're magic lizards. Sarn are all magic, so they're just gonna fly down there and save you.
Yeah.
'Cause that's what they would
Obviously,
do.
Lizard Pope is here as well.
Yes. Because all Sarn are the same.
Yeah.
So you guys will break out your camping supplies and pitons and smash that crap into the ground with a little bit more force than is necessary because you've been used to hammering into solid rock for the past week. It is quite secured, which is good because there is a moderate wind blowing in and your tent wants to go around with it. Coming in from the south. The night is cool and chilly and comes with a bit of fog. Not much. You can still see out about 2 miles, but it's a little hazy as the 2 moons rise. I assume that we're keeping the same order?
Yeah.
might as well. Perception?
Yes, please.
My rolls for these have not been good.
Okay. Alright, everyone tell me what you would like to be doing through your shifts.
Same thing as last time. Meditate on the ring and keep a wary eye out.
Okay.
Hopefully the itching goes away.
Probably trying to figure out how to recharge the blood of Aravis if it's still discharged from the other night.
It's regained its stuff, its mojo over the past day.
Okay, then I guess I'll just reflect on what happened the other day.
Okay. Marvin Vincent?
I suppose I mean, I don't really have any. I'll just look up at that. Just keep an eye on that fort. Just generally inspect what I can see of it. See if there's any kind of watch on the wall. I suppose they probably can't hear me if I try to talk to them from where I am, but inspecting the fort.
Fair enough. And Vincent?
Equipment, repair, etc. The classic.
Repairs. Okay. Okay, so night falls. And Kios, you're first up. You spend your time watching the road and pondering the mysteries of the ring that you bear. That you've been carrying now for about a month, I believe. No, it's been about a month and a half now, I think. Being drawn deeper and deeper into the mystery of the owner of this ring and the associated history. Your finger, unfortunately, doesn't stop itching throughout the night. You don't glean any new, particularly insightful insights, but you're not sure if it's dinner or if it's something more subtle. But your stomach's been upset the whole night. It's a mild pain, but it's annoying.
I got any like ginger or something?
You
Anything
could
soothing?
do a survival to try and find some. You give your surroundings a quick look over, and you find some nearby mushrooms growing out of a tree hollow that you know have pain-killing properties, though they also tend to have a reputation for excitement.
What?
As in, they will get your blood pumping.
Oh, can I just keep those? Maybe I'll eat one in the morning, but I won't eat one now.
They don't keep very well, but they'll at least last a few hours.
Oh, but if I leave them in the ground, what's gonna happen?
They'll be in the ground.
Right, and then I'll pick them in the morning.
Yep, you
Yeah.
can do that. Okay, sure. Unfortunately, not much else that you can find that you think might settle your stomach, other than maybe pounding some water.
All right, then I'll do that.
Unfortunately, it just makes you feel a little bit more bloated.
That's fine. It just needs a little bit of time to sink in, you know?
Yep. You tell yourself this as it continues through the night. Your shift passes without much incident. Nobody traveling the road, thankfully. So it is time for you to sleep through your pain. And it is time for Reynald to take their shift. Reynald,
Yes.
if you would provide for me the following roll. Thank you. You spent some time thinking about the events of last night and try to piece it together in your head. You don't really come away with much in terms of startling insights, but you do consider something, which is the body that you were in wasn't yours. But more interestingly, it also wasn't human. Decidedly not human.
Huh. Do I know what it was, or just not human?
Give me if you're trained in occultism, or an expert in religion, you can give me a check. Nice. You think you might have been in a Sahucha's body.
Unpleasant.
Makes you wonder who it is that was pushing a Sahucha around. Unfortunately, that's about all that you get, and that's about all that happens during your shift as well. Aside from a gaggle of foxes laughing nearby as they hunt. Marv.
Is that the term for a group of fox?
That's how I'm choosing to describe them. Marv, you give me a additional perception for your shift.
It's a skulk, by the way.
A skulk.
Skulk.
You keep watch over the surroundings and the fort. You note that they keep things tightly locked up there. There is a constant rotating shift of guards on the wall, and all of them are equipped in nicely maintained iron armor of some sort. It's a little bit too far to make out what type, just that it gleams a bit in the light. More interestingly, there are some people coming down the road. Big lizard.
These look like people from the fort, and by which I mean they look similarly dressed to the guards.
Yes.
I suppose I won't actively avoid them. If they're coming to try to talk to me, I'll, hail them, ask them what their business is.
They're large, even for a Sarna mount will come to a rest and they'll dismount. The man in the lead has a large fluted helmet, which he will take off and hold under his arm as he makes a signal to his men and begins walking towards the encampment. How do you wish to greet? If you wish to greet.
I'll walk up to him, just give a general greeting, just, hey, I'll just generally walk up and exchange names, ask him what his, why has he come down?
Funny, I was going to ask you the same, he says, rolling his tongue around as he appraises you.
Well, we've come in search of information and have stopped here for the night.
I see.
It's been quite a long travel.
Where are you bound from?
The very beginning of all this was Grinhole, right?
Yeah.
Oh, alright. I see no harm in telling him that. I'll tell him we come from Grinhole.
He pauses for a moment and turns his head a little as he tilts and looks down at your hand. It's a fancy ring you've got there.
Am I wearing a ring?
Presumably.
Oh, yeah, I am
Yeah,
wearing
you're
a ring.
wearing
That's
the-
right.
Like, signet ring from our nephew.
What? Oh, well, I have a different ring on as well. I completely forgot. Is he talking about the signet ring, or is he talking about the other ring?
He seems to be looking at the signet ring.
Yeah, I got that from, someone of import. Within the Grinhole.
How did you come by it again?
Did a favor for a various noble in the city.
I was telling we're the collective uncle of the king.
I don't know who these people are, and I don't want to give them too much information. That's
He
why.
looks behind you and into the closed tent. Who's there with you?
Does he
This-
see a nice embroidery on the side of the tent, helping to advertise for a boy? Does he notice that?
Y'all haven't cleaned the tent, by the way, so it's
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.
It's probably covered in rat juices and
Surely
bears.
you've mended the tent and cleaned the tent. How long ago was
That's
that?
true.
Yogi?
Oh no,
Boy,
it rained the other night, so it's
Yeah, and
probably at least mostly washed.
So,
Yeah.
as long as we
Here's
don't open
mending
it.
The inside is probably still covered in prayers and
Yeah.
it's
mess.
concerning.
I'm fine with the prayers.
I'll just mention that I'm traveling with
The collective
my
uncle of the king.
my companions in there. Just traveling companions.
Love, you're so suspicious.
I know. I'm not. I don't want to say this in a suspicious way. I'm just pretty freaking awkward and bad at conversation, but I'm trying
Just
to
tell
pass
him
this.
we're the collective uncle of the king. This is the mountain I will die on. I wear it on my sleeve, okay?
But
Tell
anyway,
everyone we're the singular uncle of the king.
Yep.
It's so outlandish that no one believes you anyway, so it's fine.
yeah. But yeah, I'll more or less just mention to him that just traveling companions, nobody of import really.
There's been reports of slavers moving around in the area recently. Would you mind if I took a look inside that tent real quick?
How many slaves does he think we're keeping in here?
So say I would not mind at all. That is just very quick warning. The very inside of the tent is very messy, so be prepared for that. But no, I do not mind at all.
Be warned that I sleep with my greatsword clutched in my hands, ready
Yeah.
to strike at any moment's notice,
And
as I've been
randomly
woken up.
swings as he's
Yes.
sleeping.
I've been woken up 3 times in a row by being stabbed, so just to
Yeah.
let the NPC know, I'm just saying.
I say I would mention that there are people sleeping inside the tent, so if he could be so kind as to not wake them up.
Of
And
course,
it's his
possible.
funeral.
he'll make a quick gesture with his hand and mutter something in Saran.
Oh, did you just invite the vampire into our tent?
I
Lizard
mean,
vampires are terrifying.
I will, if he allows me, kind of stick around him just to make sure. And I'm not immediately suspicious, but I'll make sure he's not taking anything,
That's like the 5th rule in the list of rules. Everything is a mimic, don't go on boats. Don't invite anyone in. Make them prove that they're not a vampire first. Just it's
On
pretty
our
high
list
up
of
there on the
rules,
rules.
number
Well-
5 is currently if it's in a coffin, leave it the fuck alone. Which I guess
Okay.
is probably vampire.
Oh yeah, I
I'll
did
just-
get cursed twice over because of that rule.
I'll just
Yeah.
I'll just ask
Add
him
to
if
the
he's.
rules.
Yeah, I'll ask
He is
him if he's a
close to rule
vampire.
6,
He has to tell me it's illegal. He has to tell me if he's a vampire.
That's how it works. I'm pretty
Vampires
sure.
can't lie
Oh,
Yeah, that's one of the
unless
rules.
they're in a coffin.
Bonum
Alright.
tis.
and yeah. Anyway, I will just hang around him, just see what he's doing.
He'll poke a clawed finger between the folds and move it gently aside. You note that his armor doesn't make any noise currently.
Like none at all.
Yeah, it's like he's moving around without armor.
We did some
Well, he
funky
probably cast
magic,
a
so
spell, was why he whispered
Yeah.
in Siren.
Yeah.
He peeks inside, and you see his eyes narrow for a moment as he scans the walls, and then he looks down at the ground to where everyone's sleeping. He gives them a quick look over, and then towards the ceiling. Then he'll retrieve his finger. All right, sorry to have bothered you.
That's no problem at all. I appreciate you looking out for our safety.
Of course, and a good evening to you.
Does he look
To
like?
you.
Is he a guard? Did he come from the?
He has like 2 other riders with him. Yeah.
You might want to just like ask them if
Yeah. Well-
if I could be so bold as to metagame.
Yeah.
You might want to ask them if they've
You're
seen-
muttering very loudly in your sleep.
Yeah, I
Just note, player to player, we're about to travel 20 miles in that direction. If they can answer a question for us, it could be helpful.
yeah, I actually intended to ask about not that specific. I'm gonna now, but anyway, yeah. Before he leaves, I would like to flag him back down, ask him about Damn, my memory. We came up here about they're following the cultists buying mine equipment, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I would like to ask him, not exactly in those words, but if he's seen any
Two wagons carrying
Yeah.
mining equipment.
yeah.
He'll be saddling. He'll be redressing the belts and straps on his mount and tightening them as he looks back and speaks with you. Yes, I know who you're talking about. They're an unfortunate happenstance. Why? Are you involved? He looks back as he pauses.
In a certain way, we.
Well, you're the most suspicious person ever.
Well, no,
Yeah.
I will sit there and explain to him.
yeah, we fucking
I'll-
hate those. What are you related to them or something? Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
slightly.
Yeah,
no.
sort of.
I just suck at convert. Alright, I will just tell him, yes, we suspect.
reason
Yes,
we're in
we're
the
following
mountains.
them, and we need to know where they are. That's what I'm saying. It's a hill, and I'm gonna die on it.
You should be cautious around them. I've had dealings with Eremos in the past, and though he means well, he also means ill.
Hmm.
Get my meaning.
I think I do. I think that's part of the reason. Well, nah, I'm just gonna shut up. I'm gonna shut up before you make things worse. Yes, alright, I'll leave it at that. Alright. I'll thank him. Well, did he. Wait, did he. No, I'll ask him where he saw them. That's kind of important.
He's about to put his clawed foot into one of the stirrups, and he'll stop when you ask, and he'll put it back down and turn, keeping his hand on one of the reins as he looks back to you. Well, they're all around here. You can find their cultists moving about the trees most nights. We see them with their torches often, mostly to the south of here.
Alright. South is about how far have you seen them about?
He stops to consider for a moment. I'd say he's doing mental math. about 30 miles to the southeast,
Alright.
as the crow flies, he specifies.
Well, I suppose I'll then thank him for his information and bid him on his way. And
Of course. And if you need of lodgings, if you follow this road south, take a turn at the fork, some miles off the road, and in south of the mountain range, there is a small village that you might seek respite.
I appreciate it.
Of course. Good morrow, travelers.
And he,
Back on his lizard mount,
Right.
lick the air, and then they will begin plodding off back up the road towards the fort.
and I suppose I will spend the rest of my watch trying to not get stabbed by cultists.
Fair enough. About an hour and 15 minutes later, you do in fact see some movement now that you're looking for it over here. Tiny pinpricks of light between the trees.
No, I can't make out any discernible shapes. I can just tell something's moving around.
Not at this distance, no. This is 24 miles off. It's thanks to your excellent perception that you're able to.
Well, I'll just note that I saw that. I don't want to go off scouting by myself.
Just be gone for. You'll return at 10 a.m.
Yeah. Just return at, yeah.
It's fine.
Yep.
The rest of your shift will pass, and Vincent, you are woken up. And you do repairs for your shift. So the exterior of the tent is mostly cleaned now, and semi-patched. The interior, however, is going to take some work to look normal again, unless you want to keep it.
I like all the random hysterical prayers and whatnot on the inside.
It's a feature, not a bug.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you take some time taking care of your gear, and keeping an eye on your surrounds. Doesn't look like there's anybody coming down the road, thankfully. Nobody traveling in the dead of night. At least not this far out. And soon, dawn. It's 9 in the morning. On the 18th of C's, 1336 DM, it is 52 degrees today with clear skies. And a troop of Sarana mounted Saran will ride by at a gallop, passing by your camp, heading southward on the road.
How interesting.
So, as you break up your camp, it is time to decide where you will go next.
Well,
I guess we head south if Marv shares what Lizard Man told him.
Yeah, I'll
I'd like
mention
to
I
eat one of
saw-
those mushrooms before we go.
Get high, you're gonna need it, no. But I'll mention about 20 or 30 miles to the south. Well, he said like southwest, right?
Southeast.
Southeast. Okay. Well, I will mention that over in that direction, he saw the guard that had come down to meet me had seen cultist, and I personally saw a cultist in that direction, or what I assume to be cultists. I don't know. They're probably just people carrying lights around in that
I mean,
direction.
Cultists also are known for carrying around lights.
Yeah, I mean, but it's cultist lights. They're different anyway. Saw people in that direction.
Yeah, I guess let's head that way then.
Yeah.
All right. You guys pack up camp, and Kios will imbibe the shrooms. Your heart begins pounding immediately, and you gain those effects as a status effect for 8 hours. And down the road you go. It's about noon when you guys reach this kind of zigzaggy part of the road that slopes down between these two tree-laden hills, forming kind of a zigzag valley. And you can see this river that was headed with Sashula's mouth emptying out into a pool of water down here, which seems surrounded by Lady Spawn. Now we'll go ahead and mark that on the map.
Hmm.
If it'll let me mark it on the map. There we go.
Right, I vote taking the long way if we need to.
I will also, and I didn't, but I will mention to everybody of the city, our little town, little place where
Yeah.
he mentioned lodging. Yeah.
I imagine that's what that marker.
Yeah.
Yep, that lines up with this description.
Okay. So I mean, worst case, we don't find the cultists on one pass. We can probably ask there, and they'll give us more information for another pass.
Worst case scenario, the guard that came down was a cultist, and he's leading us into a trap. No.
Or we burn down the forest.
Yeah.
That's a lot of force to burn down.
Wood ignites pretty easily.
So what's your move from here? As he described and as Marv saw, there are definitely cultists in the forest, but you still don't have a definitive location for where they might be in here.
Were the cultists in that forest or this forest?
This forest, the one that you just pinged.
Okay. Then I'd guess maybe head down along the edge of it and just keep an eye out for anywhere where it looks like there's a big enough path for a wagon to go through.
Fair enough. All right. Whomever would like to, please provide me a perception.
Perceptions.
Yeah.
As you're about right here, you don't see any wagon wheels so far, but to the east, over here, where that tree is marked, there's a small collection of trees that fill in a depression, and you catch a glint of metal and a dull wood, and it looks like the carts are just being kept there as you descend over there to find them. They're covered in brush and various other branch to kind of camouflage them to their surroundings, but it looks like they emptied the loads manually and left them there.
Left the loads or the carts? Or
Carts.
both? Okay.
Which means that they should be nearby, presuming that they're not willing to walk for days on end with heavy loads.
Yeah. I guess if we search around where the carts are, do we find any tracks or like a trail?
Give me a survival. Tracking. Nice. It's rained a lot recently, but it's thankfully dried up the past couple of days. You don't see any wagon wheel marks, but you do see some boot prints in the ground. Just a single set that walks up, looks around the surroundings, and then goes back up. Looks like they occasionally send somebody out to check it on the carts. And the footprints lead back to the west, towards the forest. Do you wish to follow them?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right. You head to the west, following the boot prints as they come up a muddy hill and to the edge of this forest. Um, as you do so, everyone give me a will save.
Oh boy. Eh,
You stand at the forest edge and something blows out of it, like a hollow "ooh," and your blood chills. Everyone who didn't have a 15 or higher, you gained the frightened condition temporarily.
Oof.
What, are you scared, you little baby? Come on, Mars.
Yes.
It's
Very
just a
scary.
spooky sound coming out of woods. Woods make spooky sounds.
Mm. You know what else makes spooky sounds? Eldritch God summoned by cultists.
That is true.
Huh.
You feel that this forest is alive, Marv, and it knows you're here.
Mm,
It's watching you, waiting for a
right.
weakness to strike.
I will, I don't know, walk around in a girded stance, I suppose. Keep my fists in front of my face.
You trespass the line that divides the road from the forest and into the trees.
Alright, I actually have to go for like half an hour-ish. I'm sorry about that.
This is going to be interesting when you get back.
Oh, great.
Comes back to us, either dead or captured.
I mean, don't do that.
Yeah, I'll try.
Let me get this all set up for you guys. Not nearly that loud. There we go. The woods, firstly, are unnervingly quiet. Normally, forests are alive with the sounds of nature. You might expect to, for instance, walk into a forest and hear right? However,
Mm,
with this forest, what you hear is this.
nothing?
Just the very subtle sounds.
Oh,
There we go.
so is that meant to sound like metal clanging? Is that what we're hearing?
Yeah, it's harder. It's hard to describe it accurately, but yeah,
Hmm.
something grating.
Hmm.
Though this might
Well,
be more accurate. Hang on,
hmm.
not that loudly. There we go.
Hmm.
Somewhere in this forest must lie the cultists, presuming that they don't want to carry their haul for days. Trouble will be in locating them.
Hmm. I don't suppose there's anything obvious in the surrounds, right?
You're currently following a set of boots that trespasses through brush, tramples over branch, and parades through grass as it raucously passes through the forest. You weave through a number of trees and over hills and under branches as you proceed deeper and deeper into the forest. The light above slowly being choked out by the density of the tree branches above. And it only gets more quiet. The sounds of a low babbling brook break the silence as you approach where the man must have sloshed through. But you don't see any boot prints on the other side.
Do the boot prints just stop, or?
You see like a half of a heel that goes into the river, and then there are no boot prints on the other side.
I guess do we try and follow the river one way or another?
Fair enough. You head down and slosh near or through the algae-coated surface of the river that lightly bubbles and waves. Leaves fall from the trees overhead. A strange and pallid blue and gray tone to them. And you follow this winding 2-foot wide river as it passes nearby a hill and then by a pile of carefully arranged rocks. And then a small shrine to Sushula as it winds its way through the forest, lazily, like a snake. Marv, give me another will save.
Sure thing. William save. There you go.
You're even more creeped out by this place.
Mm. I don't like that.
Your heart is slowly pumping in your chest, and you're starting to get on a hair trigger. Every snapping branch draws your attention, and it doesn't help that it's so dead quiet. Everything is startling.
Hmm. Well, I suppose I have a cloak of Elvenkind, and I would like to use it to get +1 bonus on my stealth check, so I can just activate my ghillie suit because I'm freaked out.
That's fair.
And I would like to start sneaking if I can have anywhere or anything to hide from.
Can you sneak while moving at full speed?
I don't see anything that says I can't.
By default, you're not able to.
Oh, okay.
Does the party want to slow down for Marv?
I mean, I'm going to try and sneak unless I'm being left behind. So I mean,
What say you, party?
I am very freaked out. If the party starts moving ahead of me, I will attempt to catch up. I mean, I'm going to sneak. Whether you guys stop for me, I'll probably catch up. But
I'll detect divinity here, I guess. See if I find anything. Also, actually, what is Marv's move speed? Because he might still be able to keep up while moving at half.
It's
yeah,
true.
it's 40 feet. I can make myself go faster, but
I was about to say, because I think I'm the slowest, and I'm at 25 with the boots of bounding.
uh,
So I mean, I guess we can move a bit slower to keep up with Marv's. Since it's probably not going to be... I mean, it wouldn't be that much faster without slowing down to begin with.
Fair enough, fair enough. You trigger a quick detect divinity. What level of the spell do you currently have?
Third.
Third. Okay, thank you. The answer is yes. I'm currently getting you that information. Okay, there we go. The the category of effect that you're currently experiencing is endurance.
Which do I know of a god that has that in their portfolio, or demigod?
You are an expert in religion and have an additional feat that makes religion checks easier for you, right?
Yep, I've got that feat.
Student of the canon. Yep. Um, go ahead and give me a religion check. Yes. So your student of the canon triggers. This is not about your faith, though it is a related faith. This is an attribute that belongs to Kagosho's sister, Solanos. Her portfolio is creatures, adaptation, and endurance. Some interesting tidbits about Solanos from your student of the canon. Um, most sentient beings don't ever see Solanos because she only intervenes when a creature's species as a whole is at risk of dying off. Her role is to judge a species on the brink of their extinction and either condemning them to die off or permitting them to live with adaptations. You feel that this information is probably not best to share aloud to Marv.
Yeah.
No sign of the boot prints yet, but you do see a strange claw mark on the ground. It must have come from a three-toed creature.
Are the lizard mounts three-toed?
They are.
Huh. I guess let's keep going then.
Fair enough. A little bit further down the river, the leaves falling from the trees become pallid and white, brittle to the touch, dispersing into dust upon striking you. There is something moving around in the brush ahead. Large animals, which are biting at each other, making warning sounds.
I guess I'll try and be on the other side of the river from them.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You cross the embankment and get on the other side, and catch a good look at what's going on over there. It looks like a saber-toothed tiger is currently defending a kill against two giant stag beetles. Do you wish to intervene or continue on?
I don't know. I guess party. Do we want to save the cat and/or the beetles?
Well,
Is
normally, normally I would be completely down for that, but I am very scared and fear for my safety as is, and I don't feel like antagonizing the big stag beetles or the cat right now.
the whole party freaked out by
No,
spookiness, or
No, just
it's
Marv.
just me. I am cowering in the corner like a little baby.
Hmm. Hmm.
While you guys stop to discuss for a moment, everyone, including Marv, give me a will save.
Nice. Can I get in something that isn't 14, please?
It's funny because your save keeps going down, but you keep
Huh.
getting the same result.
Yeah, that's what I say. I got a 14 3 times in a row.
You're fighting harder and harder, but it gets
Huh.
harder and harder to ignore.
Hmm.
Okay.
And then me and Vincent are here just having a good time.
Hmm.
Yep. Hang on. Yep.
Do we want and/or have enough time to save kittens and beetles? Not
I mean, I'm down
like.
for saving a saber-toothed tiger.
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Marv, you hear the forest begin to whisper conspiratorially.
Hmm. I'll try my darndest to ignore it. Probably doesn't work too well.
So what is the party deciding to do? Marv is paying attention to something.
You want to just flip a coin on it?
I'm kind of just 1,000-yard stare into the floor, like trying to block out the voices.
1, we save the cat. 2, we keep on going.
I'll save the cat.
Yeah, I'm down for saving the cat, I guess. Let's go. Tell Mars that we'll get him into a nice fight, and that'll stop him from being afraid, I guess. I don't know. Don't know how
Marv,
Mars
give me a
works.
will save.
14, let's see it. Hey, there we go.
Nice. So Marv, they despite your protests, decide that they're going to go help. And you're trying to work up the attention to tell them to not do so, but you're being distracted by the forest whispering about how it knows where the bastard son is, and so on. And when you turn back and they're crossing the river, the moment that their feet touch the river surface, they just explode into black dust.
Oh, do they now? Alright. Well, I suppose I'll yell after them, because I hate when people explode into black dust. It's very unfortunate for them.
Fair enough. You can hear them calling for you under the surface of the river,
Oh, okay.
calling for help.
If I will edge my way up to the river's edge. I will chuck the grappling hook and the rope to the bottom of the river.
The moment it hits, you feel a tug. We'll get back to you.
Alright.
Rainhall and Vincent. You grab your weapons and get ready to go. Marv continues to stare for a moment, and then you assume that he just must silently be following you guys like he usually does. And he's decided, screw it, as long as I'm going with these guys. So you all advance on the river together, and as you begin to cross, he stops. And you see him staring down into the river surface, and his body's starting to tilt forward. You see a long, muddy hand begin to come out of the river surface.
Probably stop that.
Yeah, probably try and get Marv's away from the water and figure out what the sand is.
Give me an initiative.
Do I also need to roll initiative?
Nope.
Alright.
We'll get back to you in a moment. Okay, so the moment you notice that he's tilting forward, he must have already lost more footing than you thought, and he tumbles into the river. And the moment that he passes the surface, the river goes completely still.
Not good.
Yeah, definitely not good. Try and pull him out of the river.
You reach down into the muddy surface, but you can't see anything from the algae covering the top of the river, and you don't feel him down there.
Does Sense Allies tell me where he is, or is he gone?
Okay. Yes, he is nearby. You can't really gain a particular location, though.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I guess have Vincent also help try and search under the water for him.
You feel things grab at your wrists and/or ankles if you're in the water surface. Reflex save, please, gentlemen.
Unlucky.
Vincent gets suddenly yanked under with a yelp, and the surface stills immediately.
Is this some... That's not a skill check, that's a saving throw.
You also critically failed.
Yeah.
Well, there's
don't think I have
spooky
anything for
shit
that.
happening, so I'm gonna gauge what I do whenever spooky shit happens and cast Bless.
Your spell goes out of control. The area that you bless is 500 feet wide.
Oh. Which is a bless this entire forest.
Well, there we go. I'm helping the saber-toothed tiger now.
Yep.
Is the tiger our ally, though?
Yeah, we were going over there to help it.
That's true.
It's neutral. The beetles are also neutral.
Yeah.
Their alignment is hungry.
Yeah.
Raynal, you feel weird. The forest just started looking at you, is the best way I can describe it.
I'm gonna look back at the forest.
The forest didn't like that.
Give me a flat check. Your spell collapses inwards, and the 500 feet emanation rushes back into you, and you're out.
As is my hobby.
Hmm.
Marv.
Yep.
Your hook hits something at the bottom and you pull it from the surface, and you caught the back of the neck portion of the chest armor of uh, Vincent as he walked
Oh.
out from the river.
Alright. I suppose I mean, if Vincent is attached to the armor, I'll try to pull him back up.
Vincent, you arrive.
I don't know if I like that I've arrived.
A moment later, a brilliant flash of light and blast of wind heralds the arrival of Reynal, who crumples to the forest floor. Kios is nowhere to be found. You feel suddenly exposed.
We have to invest in some smelling salts for all the times I pass out like this.
It's your stick
So,
now. It's just part of your character.
It's a
You have
really
-5
regular occurrence.
-5 status for unconscious conditions.
Renault will just do something probably dumb and just immediately pass out.
Reynal, you slowly come to.
Huh. Are the other two there with me still?
Yes.
I guess I'll try and detect divinity and see if anything different pops up from before.
We'll save. You raise up off the forest floor and detect divinity, and you nearly pass out again. You can't even get a read.
Huh. That's probably very not good.
This feels like when you tried to detect divinity inside that cathedral. Give me a religion. Oh, good. And you're an expert and a student of the canon. You come shakily to your feet, with drained 2 and doomed 1 and confused, as your head is swimming, and you come to a unfortunate realization. This must be holy ground of another sort. You're in Aravis.
Oh, that's not good. I guess I'm gonna draw the sword then. Worked the last time I was in a holy ground.
It is coagulatingly thick with blood, and it begins incessantly dripping on the forest floor. And everywhere it drips, the forest floor will steam and burn.
Yeah, I'll just keep that up. Actually, I guess I have a shifting rune, so I'll just turn it into a gauntlet, so it's just out all the time.
You now have a bloody gauntlet that refuses to stop bleeding.
Neat. I guess since I already have done one terrible idea, I'll pull out the like dark version of the Blood of Aravis we got from the Renault Ghost and see if that's reacting the same way.
You pull it out, and it's a hilt. It's a hilt and a crossguard. There's no blade.
Put that in my backpack for now. Hold on. I had to see how bad of an idea I'm doing.
One bad idea.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna hold the hilt with the gauntlet Blood of Aravis and see if anything happens.
The blood begins to flow upwards from the gauntlet, and then up the hilt and up the crossguard, and slowly begins forming a blade.
Neat.
It becomes a longsword with spines basically hooked out of the lower part of it, and becomes hooked at the top in both directions.
Well, I guess let's pick a direction and go in it, I guess. There's nothing else we see.
It's not too dissimilar from this, but, made of blood and with ridges. Well, with curved ridges, I should say.
All right, everybody, who's dead?
Here's the image that you get greeted with.
Neat.
Nice.
Is that the sword from Doom?
It is the sword from Doom.
We've 3 out of the group have been eaten by the forest, and I now have a blood sword.
Didn't you already have a blood sword?
No. This is a sword made out of blood.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
I'm assuming I'm with you, Renault.
We don't know where you are.
Where you are.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. I was one of the 3 that got eaten.
No. We're the 3 that got eaten.
Oh,
Kios just steps out from behind a tree, confused.
some fancy DM's shenanigans. Hello,
Hey,
friends.
This forest is for fancy TM shenanigans.
Where the fuck are we? Like, we were standing outside the forest just a couple seconds ago, right?
No, we walked into the forest and down the river for a bit, but then Marv's got spooked. We were gonna go help a saber-toothed tiger.
Right,
And
no,
then-
that's what I'm saying. Like, in character, I'm gonna go with the DM shenanigans of I just got teleported through space and time.
You were just walking along, and then you just walked out of a tree, and everyone's now by this river embankment.
What was this about a velociraptor? What was Marv's?
Saber-toothed tiger.
Oh, it's close enough. Same thing, really.
And I don't think that's actually here right now, because that
Nope.
was on the other side of the forest.
No sign of life whatsoever in your surrounds aside from you.
I mean, I guess, do we just want to keep heading down the river and see if we run into something?
You may want to fill Kios in on that vital clue that you just picked up.
Oh yeah, we're in Aravis.
Oh, what is that? That's
So there's to put it in 3.5e Greyhawk terms. There's the material, and then there's the ether, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the planes beyond.
Mm-hmm.
Aravis is the ether.
Cool. Haven't we been in Aravis?
No, that was in I think the ether that you're thinking of was in Brad's campaign.
Oh.
Unless actually was Arcanul in Aravis, technically.
Technically. Yep,
Okay.
It is outside the spheres of Aravis, but nonetheless categorically of Aravis.
So basically we're in kind of a
You're
divine realm that's...
You're in someone's divine realm.
Okay, so it is someone's, it's not like unspecified.
And who is the most commonly associated with ether?
All of them?
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
No, I mean, we're just... The ether part is just that we're in a divine realm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who is
Yeah.
associated with Aravis, then?
I'd
Is
suspect...
that all the same thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's basically the name of the realm of divine realms.
Gotcha.
It's the next door. Reynald did detect a portfolio earlier.
What was it?
It was one of the ones that Solanos has.
Endurance of Solanos. Yep.
I'm shit with names. Solanos is Earth, right?
Nature.
Nature and Earth, yeah.
Animals.
I always associate it with Earth, so.
creature's adaptation and endurance, brother to Kagosho.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry,
Gotcha.
sister to Kagosho.
I'll put away the blood sword for now.
It continues to drip, but yes.
Let's I figure we have no clues here, so probably just keep going and hope we run into something.
Fate, do you have like a god map that I can look at all? Any of your illustrations that you've done look like a god-ish map? I guess their portfolios kind of got fucked with the whole, godwood and killing people and that kind of stuff.
There's still a list on the Roll20 for this.
You just want a portrait for Solanos?
I guess that would be nice. I'm really bad with names, so that would probably help.
This is the general canonical depiction of her.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
And her brother is this guy.
Kagosho. Oh my. Alright. Cool.
So yeah. Rain begins to pour down. Or, well, liquid. A milky, translucent white that has rainbow shimmers. Ichor. More leaves begin to fall as well. How do you wish to proceed? You are currently lost in the woods.
I'd say just keep following the river the way we were heading before we saw the tiger.
Okay. You get to the river and begin to follow. It curves off to the west very slowly. Only a degree every 100 feet or so. And eventually, you reach a small wooden bridge that crosses it. A single solitary lantern hanging from it. This immediately strikes you as out of place, Raynal. Especially if this were to be the divine realm of Solanos.
Yeah. Are there any tracks around the bridge?
You give me a tracking, which is survival. Cloven hooves pass through this muddied bridge, and you can see signs of recent de- and reconstruction of this bridge. Chunks were torn out of it or smashed and then repaired. And the hoof prints lead off to the west.
I guess let's follow those.
The whispers pass through the leaves once more, buffeting Marv's ears. You feel a guilt take grip of your heart, Marv.
Sorry, what?
A guilt. It's unclear and unspecified. You just feel guilty.
Alright. Well, what was the situation with me trying to pull Vincent out of the water, by the way?
You did.
I did. Alright. Good.
Sucked me into the demon water.
No, I was trying to pull you out of the demon water.
Pull me into it.
Alright, well, seeing as I have saved Vincent and don't know where everyone else is, I guess I'll just curl up by the edge of the river and.
No, we're all together.
Oh, we have. Okay, I missed that part. I thought I was still entranced by the
No,
river.
you
Okay.
pulled Vincent out. I appeared unconscious and then woke up, and then Kios walked out of the woods.
Okay. So I
Um,
suppose.
And then we went down the river a ways, and now we're following some goat hooves.
Suppose while I feel my sins crawl on my back, I will continue following the party,
Is it dark
albeit
and
very
spooky, or
carefully.
is it like just more of gloomy?
Sorry, say again.
Is it like a dark and spooky forest, or is it like gloomy? Like, can we
Gloomy.
see easily?
Yeah, it just feels kind of depressing. Very gray, light fog, um, black or silver leaves that crumble to dust whenever they reach you, algae choked rivers, and
Cool.
now this milky silver white with rainbow hued liquid.
I might just stay in this forest. Fuck the Godwood. This is more my aesthetic.
I'm just imagining like post-apocalyptic, like wintry forest scene.
Um, you follow the cloven hooves to a small grove, a clearing, where there are sat a conspicuous series of flattened rocks and the like. It appears to be something of a round table, but without a table. It's all composed of rocks and wooden branches and hollowed tree trunks, things found in nature, assembled to something of a meeting spot of sorts. And nearby there is an arch of wood standing on the ground. A series of branches that wind up two central pillars that then cross over at the top like a rounded arch, um, covered with wilting, dying flowers.
Cool.
Feels like a place where there was once great joy.
Maybe this is like Solanos is like no longer a part of this divine realm and somebody else took it over?
Maybe
Or she's just going through an edgy phase.
I'll head through the arch.
Um, when you step through it, you feel something smooth caress your arm,
Ew.
as if to stop you.
I'll stop and look at my arm.
There is a series of thin, white fingers that gently grasp on you, attached to a black cloak, which becomes wings, red, translucent wings that drape down as if a robe, and then reaches up into polished oak in bands, which create a sort of set of pauldrons and elbow guards, which then meet to a large brochial branched necklace on which sits a large polished piece of amber, in which is a tiny embryo. Um, the rest of the figure is a woman in white with a crown of horns. Her long blonde hair spilling out beyond her back, and her skin and complexion pallid and almost without any color whatsoever except for her dark eyes.
Who's that? Is that Solanos?
Probably.
As It's one
and
spooky
she
ass
is
Solanos.
visibly pregnant.
And I guess I'll stop and ask who they are.
She places a slender finger to her lips. Looks beyond you, and as she grips her belly, coaxes the rest of you forward, or attempts to. No one else can see her but you.
If I don't see her and he's just being kind of weird, I'd like.
He like
How
looks.
wide is the archway?
It's about 5 foot across.
So, Renault being where he is, can I easily walk through the archway? Or is Renault kind of blocking it?
Here, I can in fact give you an approximate size.
If I have to like scoot by him at all, I'm just gonna push him forward into the archway. Oh no, I can make it past that, unless he's like smack dab in the middle.
He currently is, but
Yeah, it probably would be.
Then I walk forward and I like shove him forward.
I'll stop him if he's trying to go through it. Try and bring the group over here if she's trying to get him over here, I guess.
when you if you do come up to the threshold, you do start to see her.
Oh, like the closer I get, the more she fades in.
Yeah.
She's kind of spooky. I don't know what my thought
Yeah, but
process
being
would
spooky isn't illegal.
be.
A master society, or a expert religion to try and identify her.
I'm gonna toss a hero point at this. So it's +8 to whatever that is.
Wait, an expert religion?
Expert religion.
Oh, I have that actually.
So 29.
Nice.
Oh, dude, Steve, nice.
Yeah.
You
So
do
just
know
one hero
who this
point.
is, Reynal. Kios, you try, but nothing matches. Nothing sensible matches. You can think of a couple of people that it might be, but none of them match the current situation, especially not here in Aravas. But Reynal, you know who this lady is. Her pregnancy kind of gives it away, along with her cloak of wings, is how it's described sometimes in canon. She's only mentioned very briefly in the official canon of the religions, because generally the gods don't like talking about her. But nonetheless, she is a very influential figure, as she has more or less given birth to an entire race after stealing some secrets. This is the Lady of the Woods.
Oh, so is she? What race did she create?
The Lady Spawn, so
Thought
named.
so. If she's the mom with the lady spawn, I don't really want to go anywhere with her.
Oh, it's fine.
I'll just. Would Renault tell me who she is?
Yeah, I'd tell him and then tell him it's probably fine. And we don't know where we are to begin with, so anybody's a alright sign.
I'll look to her and say, "Your kids are fucking mean."
What?
Your insults don't seem to reach her.
It wasn't really an insult, just a statement of fact.
Been helped by at least one of her kids. 2, even. Because there was the one that fixed 14 and then the one that got us out of jail.
She turns to look behind her, distracted, kind of leaned against a tree, his head rolled to the side, with a large, piercing wound in his chest. Stands a man who seems to be composed of leaves.
A man composed of leaves. Do we have any canon for that? Renault?
Do I?
This would require a master religion.
I don't have that one then. Probably like the Green Man or something.
The Jolly Green Giant.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Oh,
It's like the Jolly Green Giant and like Zelda had a kid.
I mean, if he's got a
Or not
massive
Zelda.
wound in his
Wow.
chest, I'll ask
Feels
if
bad,
he
dude.
needs help.
Link.
She looks you over quickly, and her eyes lock onto your medical supplies, and she'll let you pass.
Yeah, I'll go try and help him, I guess.
When you pass the threshold, give me a fortitude save. You are sickened. The flow of energy in this area is sufficient enough to be generating spontaneous tattooing.
hmm.
Generating spontaneous what?
Tattooing. So,
God juice.
God
yep,
juice?
Arcana is like the runoff, the plasma in the air that people use to create spells, where tattooing is the lightning itself.
Cool.
Um, but yes, generally unsafe to mortals. You make your way over and can give me a medicine.
Oh, sure.
Um, First, presuming that he has somewhat humanoid anatomy, this was a clean, precise strike. It went straight through his ribs and went directly into his heart. Second, the shape of the wound is unusual. Um, it's like a long sword, but distorted. One that has serrated edges, most certainly.
Ah, so it's like that longsword that I just pulled out not long ago.
Not dissimilar, though that one's much. Yours is much skinnier. This one is pretty fat. Um,
Huh.
he is bleeding ichor, and his skin is pallid. The flowers around him are wilting, and the tree that he's under is slowly graying.
I want to
Um,
poke his wound.
No.
how do you wish to proceed?
Uh,
You could presume you could work on him as you might a normal person, and try to save what you can by restitching stuff, but you're not sure if he would survive the operation. Um, it would certainly be a delicate one. Alternatively, you could try to use healing magic, though you don't know what sort of effect that would have.
Put him out of his misery.
No. I guess I'll, after stopping Kios from killing him, I'll ask the lady. Basically explain the situation of either use healing magic that could very well go wrong gesturing at the loose tat away, or a risky medical procedure.
She struggles to come up with words. She's trying to gesture. You get the feeling that she doesn't actually. She can't. It's not that she doesn't understand what you're saying. It's that she's incapable of actually responding. Like something's preventing her from communicating. She's trying as she can to intimate um, what she's trying to convey. Give me a perception to try and decipher what she's trying to tell you. It's rough. You're sure that you're losing some of the details, but um, you get the sense that she's telling you that the wound is more symbolic than it is literal.
Does Mind Link work two ways, or is it just a one-way thing?
Mind link?
Yeah. It says you link your mind to the target's mind and mentally impart to that target an amount of information in an instant that otherwise could be communicated in 10 minutes.
Sounds like a one-way transfer.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you give them information.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that we, would be a little bit more relaxed than that. Specified the message can't. Ooh, message. How many times can we use message on that ring?
I think it's innate, so just as many.
Just have the spell.
Yeah.
Right, so I mean, we could
But
just keep on
message is
casting.
still one way.
They don't get a response, or is that?
Well, they can give a brief response, but you're still just whispering the words. So if
She
they
can't talk at all.
respond, they probably still can't whisper the words.
Gotcha. What's the one in your head? Are they all that
That's
way?
sending.
Sending.
Is the one you're thinking of,
Yeah.
which is a 5th level spell in this.
Right.
But I guess if it's more of a symbolic wound, then just helping would probably work for it. So I guess I'll just try the medicine.
Okay. You get to work and give me a medicine.
If I clap while screaming, "I believe in fairies," will it work?
Pain, go away, come again another day.
You do your best, using all of your knowledge to try and save this creature's life.
That was a good roll.
Breaking out your bag and snapping it open, you grab an assortment of things, and it's kind of amazing. Although you're trying not to be insultingly reductive as you work on this guy, it's weird because, well, to put it bluntly, most people would be dead if you're doing the procedure that you're going through right now. Like, his heart's just broken.
I was about to say, if somebody stabbed through the ribs into the heart, they'd probably just be dead.
Yeah, because there wouldn't be anywhere for the blood to go. But it seems more symbolic here, as she said, because the more that you sew it together, the more it seems to want to work.
I'll give him a hug.
It's really bizarre.
Some emotional support.
It's like you're stitching a corpse back to life. Except he's also not dead. He's responding to your ministrations. He's just kind of out of it. You feel a connection to this guy, though, as you're working on him. It's like you've never met him before, but he feels like he's your brother.
Oh my god, he's our collective uncle.
Wouldn't that be the twist?
The grand uncle of the king.
You note that there are a series of ravens above, staring down at you.
That's not good.
I'll tell Kios to keep an eye on the ravens so he feels useful.
Yeah, is
Don't antagonize him.
Is Anar one of them? The white raven?
There is a white raven among them.
Oh, fuck me. We're all dead.
Don't antagonize the birds.
But he's an asshole, and he attacked us last time.
You're an asshole. Just watch the birds.
I'm gonna flip off Anar.
Give me a fortitude save.
Just swoops down on Pexu.
Bites off your finger.
It turns its head to you, and as its beak opens, you nearly lose your hearing as a blasts through the entire forest at a ridiculous volume. It's like a crow found its way to 17 megaphones all chained to each other and got them all to amplify each other and just went into it.
Told you not to antagonize the birds.
Leaves shake from the trees, and there's now a heavy rain of them. More ravens appear. Renault,
Yes.
you finish stitching up his heart, and are left to figure out how do you close the wound. There's no meat left, so I guess you could just stitch it, but it's going to be so tight that it's likely to rip back open again. You need like skin or something.
He looked like he was made out of leaves, right?
Yeah.
Does his insides kind of reflect that as well?
You kind of look into his chest again, and if you look really close, everything has kind of a plant texture to it. Yeah.
Okay, then I'll just try and catch some falling leaves and use those as skin patches.
They disintegrate when you touch them.
Hmm.
But he does have a cloak.
I'll try and use that, I guess.
You pull a few reefs. I'm sorry, a few reams of leaves off, and he'll wince each time you do. And you can start using that as a transplant skin and just sew the leaves onto the area where there should be some meat. And before long, although it takes about 20 minutes, you've got him sewed up at least. You're not sure what else you can do for him medically.
Yeah, I mean, if he seems sewed up and the wound's at least covered, then I guess I'll kind of take a step back and make sure there's nothing else.
There doesn't appear to be. He looks to be otherwise medically okay. He just had that singular strike through his chest.
I guess I'll ask him if he's alright.
His milky white eyes open, and he blinks unsteadily. But he doesn't respond. Next to you, the Lady of the Woods will grasp your arm, and she can't state it, but she makes it very clear that she's happy. She clasps your hands with hers and shakes them up and down, nodding hers vigorously as she does. And then winces and grabs at her belly for a moment.
Oh,
And then struggles a smile.
Well, I guess I'll ask her if there's anything else I can do.
She shakes her head.
How do we get out, and why are the crows following us?
She looks up to see the crows with some concern. But her expression hardens and she looks down at you, you all, and she'll reach into her clothing and begin pulling out a tiny letter opener almost, made of silver. And she will carefully place it in Reynald's hand. And she'll make a gesture at cutting the air.
Yeah, I'll try and cut through the air and I guess open a portal with it.
It does begin cutting into the space itself, yes.
Fancy,
Hmm.
dude.
Okay,
I want
I
one
guess
of those.
I'll open a portal and then kind of, I don't know, bow goodbye or something. Kind of respectfully say goodbye and then go on through.
Keep the knife.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to the knife unless she like gestures for it back.
It's technically not a religious artifact, but it is a societal artifact.
We live in a society.
Yeah, so
She's
technically, isn't everything a societal artifact? I mean,
well, she is not, at least as far as the pantheon is concerned, a deity. She does not have a portfolio, but nonetheless, she is the mother to an entire race, which makes her kind of a goddess.
no.
It's more of like a Prometheus than a like Zeus type of situation.
Right. Well, Prometheus was a titan, which is debatably
Yeah.
more powerful, so.
Yeah. Well, just the concept of like a very, very important person that did a very like a lot of crap but doesn't necessarily have like deific powers, I guess.
As as you're opening this portal, you see some movement off in the woods. A large man with a huge sword is slowly approaching, and she doesn't seem pleased about it. She's trying to help the man to his feet as she pushes you guys towards the portal with her hand.
I'll point to the giant guy with the big sword and go, what about him?
I'm already jumping through the portal. I'm gone. Goodbye.
I'm just curious.
I imagine that's somebody that we probably can't take on.
You know who that is? You've seen.
Yeah,
or
because that's probably Kilgratos.
It is in fact Gloritos.
I will pull Kias through the portal if he stops to point at him. No.
You have 2 actions, so what is 2 actions? That's like what, a second? Couple seconds?
Like 4.
4 seconds, yeah. You have 4 seconds to pull me through before that goes off.
Yeah, I'd be pulling you through as soon as I realized that was Kilgratos and that you weren't going through the portal.
I mean, it's in the name. Kill.
Because that's the guy who, if he swings his sword like 4 times, the universe ends.
Or at least it looks like him. This is the figure currently walking through the woods.
So is that like the Control C of
It's
this?
more the Alt F4 of the
Oh,
system, I'd imagine.
fucking yikes.
Yes, it's an.
Because
Alt
at least
F4
with Control
with
C, it
4
tries to
RU
stop
pure
it
comp.
like healthily, but Alt F4 just destroys everything.
Yeah.
Yikes, dude.
Yeah, that's why the first thing that Felnor did when he decided to fight him was get rid of that sword. Make sure he didn't have it. He was described as basically in canon, not many people are considered to be Felinor's opponent, because everyone's described as basically beneath him, except for a few instances in which Kilratos is one. In any case where someone is described as Felinor's opponent, it's someone that he does not fight directly. You have to give credit to the guy. Even though you may not like him, he knows how to survive. So yeah, that guy's walking through the woods. They shuffle off, and Kios, you start winding up for spell as Reynald tries to shove you through the gate that he's created. If you choose to succumb to his pressings, then that would be no check required. Otherwise, if he resists, that will be an athletics.
He did just leave, so might be a minute.
Yep. How long does your detect divinity last?
It's instant,
It's instant. Okay.
I think.
Oh nope. Duration is concentration up to a minute per level.
So then, is that spell level or character level?
Spell level.
It could only last 3 minutes, so it'd probably be
3 minutes.
done already.
Yeah. You get a weird feeling about the guy that you saved. Is all. Detective divinity might have provided more clear information on that front. Marv
Yeah.
is through the portal.
Yep. I'm gone. Goodbay.
I'll describe what's going on the other side, Marv, in a moment.
Alright.
But the general answer to that question is complicated.
Yeah, things usually are.
Range. In fact, I will just while we're waiting, I'll just go ahead and pull you over into that scene.
Alright.
This is where you wind up.
Oh. Oh, okay.
It's definitely not where you were. And some people are starting to approach you. We'll get to that in a minute. Kios, do you resist getting pulled?
Probably not.
Okay. Then you get pulled through, as well as everyone else, and for a furlong, you're all standing in an unfamiliar, at least in the case of everyone except for, unfortunately, Reynolds, location.
Oh no.
Sounds like a gray Jedi.
Men in dark brown and black robes gather around a circle of pillars that come up about 10 feet. You're standing next to a series of much larger pillars, which raise up some 70 feet into the air. At the top of each, a small brass brazier is lit and burning blue. And amongst the crowd, a familiar face emerges, somewhat surprised, as he throws his arms open in greeting. Friends, I didn't think that you'd come visit us. At the very least, I would have preferred to invite you rather than have to travel through the forests. I hope you were treated well.
Hello, did you have to go to the ether world?
Do I see the icon I
my
saw
God,
in the
who's this?
vision somewhere?
I gotta be
Uh,
honest with you, Fate. Of all the villains, I actually hate this one the most. Not because he's like, it's just kind of cringy to be honest.
I mean, he looks like Merowyn.
No, he doesn't, dude.
He's a blue Merowyn.
How fucking dare you?
Fighting words.
How dare you?
Kinda cringe, not gonna lie.
Merowyn doesn't look like a fucking goth kid that got thrown into the apocalypse. All right.
Hmm. You sure about that statement?
Pretty sure.
Regardless, he appears, and I'll use Vanquisher's token for him because I don't have one prepared. He'll walk towards the party. How did you come to meet us today?
Through the ether world.
You traveled through Aravis. That's an impressive feat.
Yeah, we're full of those.
Well, you've come to us at a. He'll look distractedly behind himself. At a fortuitous time.
Y'all doing like a human sacrifice or something?
Hmm? No. No, that won't be necessary.
Y'all summoning a dark god to conquer the world?
No, of course not. Why
And
would we want to destroy the world that we're so interested in?
you trying to force yourself onto any seats of power?
I don't believe so. I
Alright.
just want to get closer to God.
I'll just look at Renault and go, then why the fuck are we here?
So say you guys want to have a good time.
Well, we're
they're
here
just they're just
because
doing a small cult summoning with the boys. Like,
Hmm.
I mean, we're
In
here
fact,
because we think that he's related to the Hall of Woe, but
oh
also
yeah, that's
because he's
right.
related to the missing children.
um, by the way, the itching on your finger has become a light burning.
Hmm.
And
Um,
because I assume these fucks are evil as hell.
I mean, it's easy to see that, or at least like they really, really want to be.
in fact, we were going to attempt another shot at meeting the goddess once more.
Which goddess?
They're sleeping goddess.
Uh, do we know like a name for that one?
No.
He hasn't provided one.
Then I'll ask him. You know, what's the name of this goddess that you keep trying to summon?
There's a strike of pain that streaks across his face for a moment, which he covers up with a smile. She hasn't seen fit to give us that one yet.
Oh,
But
so you guys are just listening to voices in the woods and doing what they say?
no, of course not. That would be madness.
No,
I'm a,
but you're summoning. You're doing an occult chant to summon the god, though. So
No, I mean, I think our conclusion before was that they're trying to summon the person whose skull that you have.
Yeah,
So probably don't pull out the skull.
yeah.
Hey, you need some help?
no, that won't be necessary. Unless you
Mhm.
wish to travel yourself to see the goddess.
Uh,
I think we've done enough travel through ethereal realms for a little while.
actually, I'm kind of interested.
Probably
What
so.
what it was involved in this?
Well, of course, he'll wave you to follow him. Please, come with me.
I'm gonna need a description before I jump on into anything.
He'll gesture then at stopping at the edge of this giant pentagrammic stone circle. He'll gesture behind him. Well, you see these two blankets that we've laid out?
Yeah.
Yes, as it turns out, if two people are to lay there at a particular time, and he points up at the sky, which should be momentarily, I believe, um, it just so happens that you are invited to a realm, and we are paid tribute.
Oh,
No one can access my shadow realm but me, right? My
That you're aware
shadow
of.
my shadow pocket.
You don't believe that it would be easy for someone to do. First, they'd have to know you had it.
Okay. I suppose I'd lay down then. All my important stuff is in the shadow
Well, hold
pocket.
on. We should probably ask if people have come back from being invited into the goddess's realm if they don't know her name yet.
Not yet, he says, but we get closer with each attempt. It is a long and arduous journey.
Do you know what happens if you go into the realm? Like, what does it look like from our realm? Does that just look like they're sleeping?
I have seen it in the visions that she has sent me. It
Oh,
is
but
a
you haven't done it yourself.
No, of course not, because then he wouldn't be here.
Why
We
don't you
um,
haven't
go
had
ahead and
anybody
do it?
come back.
We'll all be here for you. Why don't you go ahead and take a nap?
his eyes soften as his cheeks fall. I'm afraid that I am one of the few whom she does not wish to visit with.
So she
She,
thinks you're a little bitch.
he blinks. I don't believe so.
Well, I mean, why else? I mean, other people have gone, but you haven't. So she
I think
clearly
that
likes the others more than she likes you.
I think that it is that I am already enlightened, and so I don't.
Yeah, okay, dude. That sounds like you're compensating.
This is like those cult books where they're like, oh, nobody should have any wealth except for our cult leader. You should have all
Right.
the
Yeah.
closer to God.
Yeah.
You can give yourself a money, cleanse all the fucking thetans from your soul, so you can.
So, the question with the vision of the Shahucha being forced onto this circle,
Mhm.
do I think that was recent?
No.
Okay. And do I think these people were the ones that did it?
Weirdly enough, no.
So that was more back in the time of the actual Hall of Forgotten Woe?
Maybe.
Would be a guess? Okay. Huh.
Well, the time is short, gentlemen. If you wish to traverse, the door opens only once and briefly, and then we must wait 7 more months.
I guess sure, I'm down.
Yeah, fuck it. It's only 2 people at a time, right?
Usually.
Well, I want to go because, of my interests. Um, if
And I'm
one
gonna
of
go
you,
to make sure you don't get yourself killed, because I know about the Divine.
Marv's and Vincent, I hope it doesn't end up like the Citadel thing where we all split up and half of us didn't do anything that entire time, but
I mean, okay, well, see, he said usually, meaning that he doesn't know, meaning that all of us could
right.
lay down
Yeah,
there
Do you
for
want
give it
all
a
of us to be
shot.
defenseless inside of a cult?
Yeah.
Nah.
Well, because there aren't any bodies here, so I imagine they get transported.
The
Is it-
bodies get transported, exactly.
In
I don't
mind
want to
and
get
body,
fucking
not just
killed.
like mentally transported. Same way that we traveled through the Divine Realms to get here.
No, but
Yeah, I'd say give it a shot with all 4 of us, see how bad it goes.
Yeah,
well, yeah.
fuck it. I'll leave it up to Marv's and Vincent. If they want to come with, I'm not gonna argue with them. But my
Like, it specifically
recommendation.
says 2 at a time, okay? I mean, you know.
Well, I mean,
Usually 2 at a time, though.
out of character, I would be totally willing to just all 4 pile on the spooky altar and do the thing. But in character, I think I choose life.
The only reason I'm doing it is because of the goddess, as what they say.
I'd say I think this is related to why we came here.
Right. Thus the whole 3-session long search for the cult leaders and the cult and
Yeah.
us finally finding the cult. So
Like, if we want to all pile in, I mean, just point me in the right direction and say go attack that way.
Vince, you
That's
do
how
you.
the
I'm
brain
getting in the
works.
center. Renault's getting in the center. In character, Marv's doesn't want to be in there, but out of character, Marv's might force him in.
So I say, yeah, I mean, yeah, I kind of want to get in the thing because I want to see what's on the other side. But
If it's an even number below 500, I don't go in.
Hmm.
It's a even number above 500. We're going.
Here we go.
I mean, I'm not going to stay here alone either. So yeah, if 3 of you are going, I'll go.
If your friends jumped off the bridge, would you too? Fucking yes, that'd be depressing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's Marv's mentality.
Hey,
exactly. If you can, yeah.
let's all hop in the circle then.
Okay.
Would I be back to full HP? It's been at least a day or 2, right, since the last combat. Just
Yes. Mhm. It has
I mean,
been.
what was the last combat? The last combat was like us getting fucked up by the slimes, right?
Yeah.
that was.
Mm.
And that
I
we
have,
then we had like the night's rest in between that, right?
Yep.
I have drained
Mm.
2, so has it been 2 days or 1 day since then?
1 day.
1 day, okay. So I'd still have drained 1 then.
Who did I
or would
cast
it
my searing light on? On the slimes.
On the slimes, yeah.
My
would it
comprehend
drain?
language was before the long rest, right?
Yes, because
Yeah.
that was one. That was the same fight as the slimes.
Comprehend language?
Yeah, because we cast it on the statue, and the statue was after the
Right, but don't I
slimes.
get my spells back from the slime fight?
Oh yeah, then you'd get all that back.
Yeah.
Brains had been removed after the slime fight is. Wait, did we get woken up by the slimes? Hold on.
No,
No.
No.
we met the slimes on the road.
Yep.
And what's
Not
what's
on the
the
road.
long rest healing thing? It's what? D6 plus Constitution?
It's your level times your con mod. I think
Oh. Oh. Well,
default of like your level. I think
I'm mostly there. My con mod is 1, so it's,
you heal 6.
Wait, does that mean if I have -1, I get hurt every time I sleep?
No,
No.
Oh,
Minimum
I think it just defaults to 1 times
level.
your level.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, at most 1 times your level, but if you have more
At
than...
least 1 times
Yeah.
your level.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Alright, well,
Yeah, hop on this fucking magic school bus to hell.
time for the long nap.
Already died at least once, so what's another time?
He'll look nervously. Are you getting on?
Sure.
All of us are.
Yeah.
If there's a limited amount of space, we're all just gonna pile up like dogs.
You state from the pillar.
Hey,
Oh,
I can move over
I'm not...
here,
I
Kia.
disagree. Move over.
My bad.
Vincent, get over here.
Oh.
We're all in this together.
My compy will be curled up with me.
Yeah, he's with you. Okay.
Sibling Uncle Voltron.
Yeah.
This
The mega uncle.
Great.
So it is 9:55 p.m. on the 18th of C's 1336. Worth noting that the first quarter of Sol Junis will be occurring at about this moment. For those of you character-wise that follow cosmology.
Nope.
I was gonna ask you if there was a cosmic event or anything that coincided with this time specifically that would cycle every like 7 months, like you said.
Yep, it is that is the cosmological event.
Okay.
And the ground will start rumbling as sudden clouds appear in the sky above. With a whoosh.
Oh, there was the whoosh.
Yeah.
Lightning begins to strike on the ridge above.
It sounds like distant artillery. That's what that sounds like.
Maybe it is.
Each time blowing light into the air. And as the clock strikes 10, everything goes black.
We got struck by lightning, boys. Game over. Time to reroll new characters.
Everyone give me a fortitude save.
Okay.
I roll a commoner human who has been tasked by the newly crowned king to bring a set of padded clothing to his uncles.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a new character named Nalt Ray.
Cool. Vincent,
Yep.
you're awake. Although you feel like you've been walking through a desert for days.
Yeah.
You're barely able to summon the energy to put a hand down and begin slowly raising yourself up. Your head is spinning, and you rest on a rocky floor. Your compatriots lie around you, um, all of them pallid in the face, um, and you look down at your own hand as it shivers involuntarily and see that it's lost a lot of its muscle mass. Um, Everyone will awaken with 6 strength damage, 4 constitution
Ouch.
damage, and 4 charisma damage.
One of these things is I mean, they're all bad, but one of these things puts me in a significantly worse position. Charisma is a dump step, is what I'm trying to say.
Hmm.
How much of each?
Six
Six,
strength. uh,
6 strength, 4 con, 4 ca.
What are the penalties to having low charisma? Because I know if you have low wisdom and intelligence, like, I mean, what are the penalties for having low charisma?
Way to put in.
People generally
Having low
don't want to
damage.
be around you and aren't convinced by you as much.
Yeah, is there a way to put in damage? I mean,
No, I just marked it and like took a note.
Yep.
okay. Um,
Um, you unsteadily come to your feet, Vincent, and look down at the winding chasm below. A serpentine rocky trail leads down to a kind of a flattened circle surrounded by rocky walls. And in the center of it is a gleaming brass sculpture of some sort, you guess? Um, I'm writing them in chat.
hey, thanks. Sorry.
Oh, can I just re-roll? I'm gonna re-roll with a hero point that saving throw, since I still have mine.
Fair enough.
I mean,
I
to
mean,
be
I wouldn't
fair, to be fair,
re-roll
I
it
made a
just because he.
26.
Yeah, because we made 21s and didn't pass it.
Well, I gave it a shot and I did worse. So,
Don't worry, you don't get any worse.
all right. Well,
Uh,
Hmm.
for those who follow cosmology, once more, that brass sculpture is not a brass sculpture. Um, what it um, is a moving timetable. It is charting all the positions of important cosmological elements and slowly turning of its own accord. At the center of it, supposedly representing the distant sun, um, is a giant crystal that's been polished of stone form, which is so intense that even here, 300 feet away and some 80 feet up, you're still feeling the light heat it's putting out. It feels like a tiny star. And beyond it is a giant 23-foot tall gate um, with um, intricate stonework running down it. It appears to be a giant, um, like poem written in Hoot.
oh, I can read that.
Um, it's a merry jig, weirdly. Um, it doesn't take too much puzzling since you understand Hoot, the language, um, to realize that this is a coded message of sorts, a password. It is um, set in front of a platform made of polished obsidian, in which is carved a delicate um, pentagraphic symbol with a variety of deity names written across its surface.
Cool.
And the instructions seem clear. Um, you need only speak the name of the kingdom, and you shall enter.
Speak friend and enter.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Uh,
We
I'll say
say
and hoot.
the name.
Uh, the name of the kingdom.
Yeah.
Which kingdom?
No, I'll just say the name of the kingdom.
Literally the name of the
Yeah.
kingdom.
Nothing happens.
Uh, uh,
Alright,
There
well,
is a brief glow that emerges from the cracks of the door, and then it dims.
I'll say Grinholt.
Nope.
Probably means divine kingdom.
Oh.
You could try just saying that. Because what Hoot is the kingdom that the Hoot language came from?
No. That was the name of its king.
Oh,
Ah.
fuck. What's the kingdom's... fuck, I have that note somewhere.
You rifle through your journal.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm doing right now, yeah. Fuck, it's not there.
You can give me a society.
Working on it. I might have it. I'll just do the society real quick.
You can't find it in your notes, so you just try to remember it real quick. And you do. Maluk.
There it is. Yeah, I just found the... Fuck you, Fate. I just found the damn note.
You did. You just found the damn note. So that's the name of the kingdom, you think.
Alright, well then I'll say that.
Okay. There is a cacophonous boom. And though I don't quite have the map for it prepared, I will go ahead and show you your immediate surroundings. Your finger is burning, by the way, with energy.
Yeah, I figured.
This is the view. You guys arrive pretty much at the grate up top.
Oh, that's fun. It's cheery.
I'm still on the landing page, Reed.
I'm guessing all of those are... No, it's on the Discord.
Oh,
I'm sure
okay.
all of those are like the previous cultists that came in.
It appears to be.
Yep. And plus some.
Are the squares like a floor below? Are those holes in the floor? What are the squares?
Yeah, there's a couple bones in there.
Those are columns. They're meant to be black, but
Oh.
obviously there's no walls, so normally they would just be lit black.
Okay.
All right.
So yeah, that's the site that you're greeted with. And you feel that you have more or less arrived.
Damn straight.
The ring is definitely responding to your surroundings. It's a large, 20-foot hall with cramped quarters that reaches off into darkness that slopes downwards through an open hole. To your left and right are doors, and you stand atop a pile of corpses on which are growing a variety of glowform crystals.
Interesting.
As we get to the other side of the door there, I'll cast Detect Divinity and see if I get anything.
Okay. You take 4 mental damage.
Then I'm unconscious because I was at 1 hit point.
I can try and heal you. Wait, no, I can't. I don't have that anymore. You're fucked.
Mm,
I don't even have any healing stuff anymore.
you can
I mean, if you just
still.
take off my gloves and slap me with them.
Oh yeah, I'll just do that.
Mm,
Emergency heals.
mm.
I don't know what that does, but I'll slap them with the magic
Yeah,
gloves.
for all the heal.
I know that they are magic gloves that do healing, so I'd take them off and slap them with them.
Okay.
Unsure. Actually,
I'm no longer unconscious.
hold on.
Come back with an
Oh
understanding
no.
um, and a depression.
All right, that's how much. That's how much bludgeoning you take. Cause I put my shoulder into it, trying to give you as much magic as possible.
Got it.
You've come up with a worrying problem. Anyone who uses divine magic to cast, while you're in this location, you cannot cast magic.
Oh
Mm.
fuck, that's me.
That's
Nope,
all
you
the
are
casters. No, it's only once per day, Vincent.
Unlucky.
I mean, if we wait, I can treat wounds on
No.
everyone.
I am divinity, aren't I?
to be more
Yes.
specific, anyone who uses a god.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
so not
divine
me.
casting, but you're different.
I'm like the
Divine casting.
bastardization of it, which is perfect for this realm. So
Yeah,
I can still divine lance. I'm just like stealing the divinity from other people, basically.
You are manipulating. You're basically using the curse as a shield to channel Tadway,
Fantastic.
becoming
Mm.
immune, just without a portfolio. Um, it would not gain those traits.
Okay, but I can still use the rage action.
I was
Yes.
about to say. I imagine that
Thank
comes from
goodness.
spirits more than a god.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
I mean, I don't think we've ever had the need to know about this or use it, or
No,
if it
yeah.
would have ever been important before, but I just,
I mean, I guess do we want to take like 40 minutes to get everybody healed up at least somewhat?
Please.
Okay.
it could be
Plus, I
possible.
gotta go soon, so
Yep. Yep. And we're about to get to that. I just wanted to go over one more thing because it is an important detail now that you are here. Let me see who has it. Renault.
Mhm.
Your pack is shining.
I'll.
Hmm.
Is it the scroll that's shining then?
Yes.
Okay. I'll pull that out and look at it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Does my sealed backpack still work? And
Yes. It's alchemical.
okay, that's right. That's right. And I assume the coin is still freaking out.
Wait, which coin? Sorry.
The coin that you put in the sealed
right.
backpack because it was freaking out. Yeah.
No, it's settled down.
All right. Information.
The coin that makes you dumb has relaxed.
Yeah.
It has made itself dumb. With the amount of time just smashed its edge into something.
It's an atheist coin. It doesn't like gods.
You feel like, Reynal, as you're holding this, that this is why everyone is not dead.
Oh, that's convenient. I guess that's why the guy didn't. I shouldn't have shown the scroll to the guy. Or that was a different guy that I got told not to, but still.
So yeah, you feel like that there are answers for you in this place as well.
I'd also check if the blood of Aravis is bleeding or doing any other strange things this place.
It's inert.
Okay. Makes sense.
It is also considered to be something that is drawing from a god. It's just not a member of the pantheon.
Okay. Then I just haven't figured out which god.
Yes.
Okay.
So that is where we will cap today's game. And having now discovered and not dying on your discovery of the Hall of Forgotten Will, the party gains a major achievement.
Nice.
Wow.
Wow.
We got 50 gamer score.
Very nice.
Very good.
Let me check this off on your Secret of the Stars. You have now successfully traveled to the site the key describes. Speaking of the key, I'm going to go ahead and unlock the next stage of the quest, The Secret of the Stars. But it has no details. You'll have to discover those yourself.
Alright.
Wait, I can set it as completed? Oh, no, I can't. I lack permissions. Okay.
You are very, very close now to achieving your quest here. However, be forewarned and forearmed. This is a dangerous place, and no gods can save you here.
I didn't need any to begin with.
I
How
don't
do
think
you know
have
here?
have
I
they
mean,
saved us at all
Well,
yet?
I mean, like 80% of our healing comes from the gods.
Yeah,
so,
no, I know.
And your magic, gloves.
Yeah, the
So
magic
just
in general.
start slapping the shit out of us with that, and they'll be fine.
That's once a day, though.
Oh,
Yep.
So it's pretty much we spend 10 minutes to heal 26 per person.
Everyone gets 26, you said?
No, one person gets 26 per 10 minutes that we spend.
So congratulations. This will be a dungeon crawl. And
who will that person be, Renault? Choose.
I don't know. We need to figure out how many 10 minutes we want to give up for healing first.
Oh, sorry. All right. Dungeon crawl. Sorry, Fate.
yep, so that you're aware, this dungeon has 42 rooms.
Fun.
It's a lot of rooms.
A longer one.
Okay, so only, 41 rooms after the one that we're currently in.
Yeah.
Some are small rooms.
We're already making progress.
Yeah.
So congratulations, and welcome to the adventure proper.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
All right. I had a lot of fun, but I gotta go. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, see.